I go, I should make sure to turn off the oven. Oh, it looks like I have already gone. Ho ho ho.
Hello, God Genius. We're so happy to see you here, 5 years in the future. It's us, Kaboom and Kablam. Do you recognize us?
Oh, of course I do. I do not, but I did not want to be rude.
That's okay. We are but your humble servants. We do not require recognition, only a chance to serve you.
Oh, well, I honor your names are awesome, so I give you credit for that.
Wait, from your perspective, you just left the past. How did you forget us already?
Oh, a lot of things are going on. There's a lot of machinations going on in my mind right now. Like, for example, I realize now I forgot to tell Shoko to turn off the killer robots before I left.
It is no matter, God Genius. In your infinite wisdom, you left us behind to deal with them. We saved the village not only from the killer robots, but also from a serial killer and a bunch of other dangers that you, in your vast intelligence, saw fit to put us in their path.
Oh, that is much appreciated, yes. So tell me, what has happened in these 5 long years?
Not much has happened. Things are basically the same. There's a few more villagers than last, and more people have gone up to the surface. Why, what did you expect would happen?
Oh, that is the true genius of it all. No one can possibly know what happens.
Oh, I guess there was the triple homicide.
Pray tell, what was that all about?
There was this sheep named Nobi who wanted to keep the village safe with aggressive policing tactics. Unfortunately, Neellith, Pastor Very, and Ruth the therapist are no longer with us.
Oh, that is deeply sad to hear. I may not have always got along with all of them, but they all seemed like wonderful people. My heart, until it is made all robot, bleeds for them.
Yes, everyone was very sad about Neellith, but I'm sure it was in your grand plan that the heretic Very would be destroyed, and also Ruth, who orchestrated the circumvention of the sacred sortition.
Oh, I may not have liked Very, but Very seemed like a decent enough person. I mean, though you're Ridgeland, it's good for you, I guess.
Did you not build a robot specifically to flip off Very in your absence?
Yeah, that's just light ribbing. You know? It's just fun. You have fun with people. The robot did not do anything worse, did it?
The townsfolk may have taken your light ribbing as something a bit more serious. You were convicted on several charges, but your sentence was taken up by Neellith, who has taken it with her to the afterlife.
Oh, Who would possibly ever convict me for all of my fun, light-hearted jokes? My robots with machine gun arms that sometimes explode.
The unbeliever, Professor Gigi, was most prominent among them.
Did that old cram-apple finally lose his office?
Yes, of course, we've transitioned to direct democracy with a strict policy of fuck around and find out instead of a policing system.
Hell yeah! That sounds like the best. But come, let us talk while we move. We've places to be.
Of course, we've been sitting here waiting in your workshop for several days now. We couldn't remember the exact date you left, but we knew it was about 5 years. We're quite hungry.
Oh? Well, I suppose Neellith's cafeteria would be shut down now, right?
Oh no, the slimed and dined flair has never been more popular. It's under new management.
Oh, well then let's get you some grub. And in the meantime, I can perhaps create a hot air balloon that explodes.
That sounds like a wise investiture of your time and energy, great God genius.
Indeed it is. But, a question. Where is my good friend Shoko? I was assumed she would be the first one here to greet me upon my return.
At that question, you hear a mechanized voice from somewhere in your workshop say, "Target locked. Please take evasive maneuvers."
Oh? And then what do I hear right now?
There's a big radar screen in your workshop with, like the dot that represents you in the middle, and then something from the edge, like coming towards you.
I could dodge, but I also sometimes enjoy being hit with explosions. Let's see how this goes.
You hear something coming towards you, just this, it starts as a distant rumbling and it comes closer as what appears to be a missile is coming in your direction. But as it gets closer, you see it's a giant boxing glove with shooting out like a jet engine behind it, and Shoko's riding it right towards your face. And she says, "Welcome back!"
Oh, Shoko, it is so good to see you again.
It just absolutely decks you in the face.
Alright, so good to see you again. My mouth is bleeding.
I'm sorry I had to shut down all of your good neighbors with the kill switch, but they were killing, so it's fine. Nobody lost anything that they couldn't regrow, I don't think.
Yes, and I named it a kill switch for that very reason. You never know when your rogue AI will start to go murdering.
What are you gonna do now that you're back? I guess from your perspective, you just left, so it's not like you've been waiting a long time like we've been waiting.
Well, indeed, it is tough for me to plan as much to reassess about how the world is right now. More particularly, how grand it is right now. Everything I do is for the sake of the city.
Well, now, unfortunately, you'll have to clear it with all the villagers because we have direct democracy, so we'll have to put it to a vote before you can install the super sprinklers.
Understandable. But do I still need approval from everyone to create missiles with my face on the front of them that I launch off into the sky?
Just a majority.
Oh, excellent! Can I count on your vote?
Of course!
Excellent! Shoko, I am so glad to see you again.
You have our vote too, God Genius.
That's like 7 people already. Excellent.
Do each of the tum-tums get a vote? We can stuff the ballots. We can rule this place like gods.
Of course. This is just the start of a grand new empire.
What a dark twist as the genius comes back to rule.
Empire in like a fun way. Like there's no real emperor, but like stuff explodes sometimes.
Oh, also, you know the Bozog who ran the barber shop?
Oh, yes. Venta. Question mark?
Not anymore. And now they're a Kalashtar named Blade.
That sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, I thought you would like that.
I will go over and introduce myself. Oh, I should bring a gift.
They're like if Shadow the Hedgehog was a velociraptor. It's very cool.
This is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. Should I bring chocolates or perhaps like a mechanical arm that can crush diamonds in its grasp?
I guess the genius, Shoko, and Kaboom and Kablam start going towards Blade's place, who is the name of the Kalashtar of the person who used to be Venta. And Kaboom and Kablam are kind of floating behind and like talking amongst themselves.
Oh, what are you two gossiping about back there?
Well, we've been waiting patiently for 5 long years, and we have kind of a request for you.
Oh, tell me about it.
Genius, do you think you could annihilate us?
Oh, and pray tell, why would I do that?
Well, we were created to serve you, and we've waited so long to see your majesty and power and your great scientific mind, and we know how much you love explosions. It would be our greatest honor if you could just absolutely fucking explode us.
Are you referring to some kind of sexual way?
No.
Oh, well, I suppose I could, but that feels like a waste. Think of how many more wonderful explosions will be no longer had if your absence was obtained.
Well, we were created by wild magic. We were only meant to exist for, I think, a minute. So, at this point, we're coming a little unraveled, as it were. 5 years is a lot longer than 1 minute.
Do you want me to send you back in time then?
Oh yeah, that's another thing. The machine is no longer operational. I'm not sure you will be able to change time in any real way anymore.
So my patron is no more, you say?
Yes, the machine was actually an ancient artifact from the Illithids called the Baby Box.
Well, oh well. I suppose, in lieu of a god of my own, I will just have to become my own god, so I can grant myself my powers.
We believe in you.
And then, I will remake my time machine device, and I will send you back in time.
Where?
Wherever your heart desires.
Can you send us back to the Big Bang at the beginning of creation so we can be obliterated utterly?
The biggest and most grand of explosions? Absolutely. But until then, I will require your help.
All right, if that's what you wish for, God Genius. In the meantime, we're going to need to whip some votes for your Missile Face initiative. I will get Sun, Moon, Stars. Kablam! You get Marina. Shoko, get Aze.
I have a thing that Philippa would do while Slime was in jail.
Well, Slime is quote unquote in jail, but at night they just slither away and fuck Sun, Moon, Stars. That's just, you know.
I guess we're in the epilogue. Tell us about Slime's incarceration. You've already
They
started.
just, right after this, they just go to the gender neutral confinement area. No one even makes them. They just go. But at night, they leave their corpse thinking they're being very sneaky, but everybody knows. And they just go off and bang Sun, Moon, Stars and hang out with their kids, you know, mold and shit. And then they go back in the morning and just sit there staring.
I'm very glad that the prison system has not kept them away from their child and that they've been able to be a part of their child's life. That brings me joy.
Yeah.
It's one of the most fucked up things about, well, one of the many fucked up things about the prison system.
Yeah. So at night, I prison escape and then I come back.
You know what's funny is that it makes it sound illicit or something, but you know, rich people do just get to leave jail during the day.
I mean,
This is
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
If you said that everyone knows that that's what Slime does,
Yeah.
one of the nights when Slime is going to leave their body, Philippa appears at the jail, at the gender-neutral confinement area.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
And she says, "Hey, Slime, I know you're going to see your wife and baby. That's okay. Do you have like 2 minutes?"
Am I in the body or am I a puddle?
I imagined it was right when you were coming out of the body.
Okay, so I'm a puddle and I just like form the word sure and then like suck back into the body.
Hey, I wanted to tell you, I suppose mostly because you are in jail and you can't choose to come. I'm I'm going
Oh,
to go.
where?
Oh, probably up the mountain. I'm thinking.
Oh, in the sky hole?
Yeah. I don't think I can be here anymore. I have submitted my thesis at Goodfellows, and I'm going to go and learn druidic practice like my parents said that I should. Just learn how to be a good druid in the forest somewhere.
I know that nothing I've ever said has brought you comfort, even one time. But when I said that you're gonna die very soon, I meant it in a way that to get you to appreciate that you're gonna die very soon. So I'm glad that you're going into the hole to become a druid.
After enough druidic practice, your body slows in aging enormously. I will have a much longer life than most Aarakocra.
Oh, how much longer?
Jeez, what is it? It's like your body ages 1 year for every 10 years.
Yeah, so the remaining years would be multiplied by 10.
Yeah, I would have like 50 more years.
Still unbearably short. Don't waste them grieving for someone who didn't deserve to be grieved.
Oh, yeah.
Oops, shit.
I
failed again.
No,
appreciate
you
the
didn't.
sentiment, not
Listen,
the words.
No, Slime, you were wrong. Before. Your words have always brought me comfort. But I can't be in this village anymore. Because I will always think of Neellith and Ruth and Very and Nobi. And I think I just want to... I realized with this practice, I actually have the majority of my life still ahead of me. And I think I want a fresh start for that. So I'm going tonight, and when Applewhite comes to give you your biomass in the morning, you can let her know.
All right. I'm gonna go fuck my wife, and I thought you were a really good mother.
I think you're a fantastic parent, too.
Thank you.
Thank you for... It has been an honor to know you.
Yeah, I guess I'll be devastated when you die. Goodbye.
Casually walks out of prison mid-conversation.
Yeah. And that's the last time that Philippa is seen in Grendel.
Now, feel free to veto this. I think someone would want to go with you.
Grab one of them sheep.
I think Professor Gigi, in addition to, being the person who kind of, helped shape you to who you were.
No, this is like Frodo and Sam. This is like at the border of the village. Philippa is hiking out with a big backpack and her puffy cape in the dark, and Gigi's like running after her, and she's like, "No, I'm going alone." And Gigi's like, "Of course you are, and I'm coming with you."
Exactly. Like Gigi, also feels a lot of guilt for the things that happened. He was the governor when it got turned over to you and all the wintry madness, and is also, feels like he needs a fresh start. And you two, you grew up under his tutelage, and he feels like he has, he's learned from you, and he just wants to come with you.
I think that Philippa understands all of that implicitly when she sees him. It doesn't need to be said because of, I think, a bond that they've formed.
Sophie's like, show, don't tell. Come on, you know the rules.
No, I genuinely think she would understand that. And I think that the first thing that she says to him is actually, you know, I'm going to become much older than you.
I have a demon blood, so I'm probably gonna live for like 1,000 years. He says, each footstep sending up a little plume of smoke as his fiendish steps in the snow.
Oh. You know, I always forget about that demon blood. I suppose we're going to be up there for a long time.
You know, I actually appreciate that about you and about this village, 'cause no one ever really hassled me for it. A lot of places don't welcome people like me. We really took it for granted, didn't we? He says, casting a eye back at Grendel.
Oh, I don't know. I think for me, I could see why my parents wanted me to be there, and it always felt like a struggle.
You know, we'll be struggling a lot in the new world.
I can't wait.
I can't think of a better ending for Philippa than that.
Okay.
So that was kind of Philippa and Slime scene there.
Yeah. I'll jump in with Basil. And I suspect there'll be some little bits of overlap here, but I think at first Basil tries to stay in Grendel. If for no other reason than Grendel was home and a place that she never really got a chance to stop and take in on its own terms, other than, oh, suddenly everything's going to hell. And I think that for a time, Basil stays and tries to genuinely make good on some of the promises of attempting to start friendships that were made during, that last arc there. I think that she takes it very seriously, the whole not wanting to just have made promises to people to stop everything ending. I think very sincerely that means, spending a while, say, working on Applewhite's farm. I think that means trying to be the kind of person in town that there wasn't really time to be when everything was going to hell. Of just someone that tries to be a helping hand to everyone. I don't know that this lasts for terribly long. I think this is maybe a couple of years. Because I think through all of this, I think what she really wants to do is just go see the world. And have a start in a story that isn't entirely about solving a murder and the world ending and people that were only second-hand accounts.
Does she need a moment with Aze before she leaves?
I certainly think before she leaves that is a thing. But yeah, I think I'm trying to think if there's anything particular that would make her know, now is the time.
I mean, Laura, you left the door open, and here I come strutting through.
Oh yeah, that's what I was that's what I was attempting to do. I was like, I'm laying the hooks out for you, Austin.
I can see Austin in my mind doing the Vince McMahon walk. It's so clear. It's crystal clear to me.
So I will place in front of you. Basil is looking for a good excuse to be like, it is my time, I can leave. Door open to DM.
Yeah, I mean, feel free. We can cut this. My thought is you're going about your day. You're, plowing the fields at the Applewhite farm. You go hang out with Oze, and then you're like walking, somewhere else, and you see your body like starts to unravel a little bit, like the cords and wires.
Oh. Ooh. I do like this.
Because you should have only existed
Yeah.
for, I think, a minute is what the wild magic gives you.
Yeah.
And the genius's technology has slowed that, but by how much?
Yeah. And I will say, like, I think this is very explicitly why Basil was willing to go during all the end of season chaos, was exactly this reason, was the knowledge of this wasn't going to last forever.
We did not once mention the fact that you have a cool leg in this episode. I want to acknowledge, just because it happened and it was cool, that you have a cool leg.
No, I think that's a good way to do it. So we know that it's 5 years in the future that the genius is scheduled to appear, and I want to think that this is maybe 2 years. This has been, and I think the plan had always quietly been in her head. I kind of want to stick around until the genius gets here. Because, that I seemingly came from... that I feel some kind of connection. I want to at least say hi. But yeah, I think one day the wires start unraveling just a little. Just enough to realise that's not really viable. At which point, yeah, I think she's gonna go talk to Arze.
I will say that at this point, the Grendel Center of Cosmology has been likely changed to I would call it the Grendel Benefic Center is what he's basically sort of retooled it into.
Yeah.
Just that. We'll explore that a little bit more when it gets to Aze's epilogue, possibly. But like just following through on his promise to Applewhite to kind of provide a clinic. It's sort of acting in multiple purposes. It's the astrology, it's the theology, and the therapy, all kind of rolled into one sort of hub, effectively.
There's no easy way for me to do this. I think I need to go see the world. I didn't really want to think about this being something that might happen, but yeah, my body isn't going to stick around for well, I don't know how much longer, but it's like I need to go and see the world, and I don't think this is a trip I'm going to come back here after. I think I need to just see as much as I can.
Aze hears these words, and then there's just a small but ever-growing smile on his face before he just walks over to Basil and gives her a hug, and while patting her, he says, I have to say that the only thing I'm surprised by, Basil, it's that it's taken you this long to feel this need to see the world, but...
Oh, I felt it. I felt it, but I wanted to think I had time to do it all. And this is I know a lot of people had a lot of hurt feelings about this place, and I feel like of most of the people around here, I might have been in the best position to stick around and try and do things right for a bit. I'm glad I did. It's a beautiful place I really didn't appreciate until things quietened down enough to take it in.
I will miss you when you leave, Basil, but I can say with all certainty that I'm glad that we were able to do everything we can to keep you with us. The stars, even the stars above, youthful and bright as they are, they will cease to exist at some point in time. And for some of us, our time may be more fleeting, less fleeting, but we all deserve to shine as brightly as we can. And I feel that while you've done plenty here, you've only moved so far away from the monolith. And you should have the opportunity, the chance to see how far you can go and how far you can see.
Our main goal, I'll be happy if I do this. I've heard motorcycle gangs are a thing and they're cool. I want to know what that's about.
Oh my god. Do we get a montage of you riding a motorcycle in like all these cool cities through the jungle?
100%. Like I recognize this is a heavy ending, and then it's gonna like tonally whiplash to a. I don't know how long it goes for, but I feel like in the HBO adaptation, it is like longer than you would think, but just long enough that the joke, like, it's like, oh, it's going on a while, oh, it's still going, and that becomes the joke of like ever more ridiculous situations that Basil gets in over the time she has left that, you know, start with cool motorcycle gang and I don't know. But by the end, I know that this makes no sense for the technology level of where we're at, but I want to picture like flying off to space or some shit. Like I want the extravagant like comedic escalation of there's no way this is where Basil's life actually went, but like this is
that's almost darker.
I want to believe that as much of this is true as possible. I don't care how it fits with the rest. Yeah, I don't care if it fits with the rest of the fiction. Somehow in some little corner that's happening.
At the end of The Witcher, like, they clearly die, but then Sapkowski writes that like, a unicorn comes and takes them to a magical island where everything's chill and good forever. But Basil is a unicorn, so it's like... Maybe she's taken by Geralt of Rivia to a magical island where everything's good.
I feel like I've gone too far here that people won't believe it, but like I feel like motorcycle gang's a cool place to start, and I feel like it has to jump the shark. But like, you know, it's I want to believe Basil has a very like excessively like, oh wow, that's quite a bizarre cool life you lived. Mm-hmm. Doing no one thing for very long.
Here's my director's cut, is that there's the montage of you know, traveling, you're in the jungle, you're in an ancient city, you're in a desert, and then as it's escalating to, like, unreasonable proportions where you're like, oh, this stuff probably didn't happen. Like, the last one is it fades in on a beach in southern Tuscany, and you're sitting there, and the waves are lapping at you as you're, like, sitting there, and the sun's going down, and it's beautiful, and it's clear that, like, the last couple of, you know, parts of the montage were fantasy, but the rest of it happened. And then... as the sun goes down, you just kind of unravel into the ocean and are carried away.
Yeah, that is exactly what I was going for, and I think that's how that goes.
And the motorcycle's left on the beach.
Yes. Yeah, like honestly, look. All she wanted was a bit of time not being in the shadow of a lot of other people, and I think she goes off and makes sure she gets that.
Well, she can't be in anyone's shadow when she's shining the brightest she can be. That's what Ozzy's instructing her. That's what Ozzy's saying. Yeah, you can't be in anyone's shadow if you're the brightest light out there. So
yeah, don't care if Voya was saying that Basil doesn't show up in the stars. Basil's gonna live life as it. They're gonna be their own star.
Oh, it's interesting you mentioned Voya, because I've been thinking about the NPCs, and most of their, you know, epilogues are relatively simple. It's like Potter maintained a, you know, very successful bar in a booming town. People come here, for most of the year and spend a lot of money, and he's very successful. Like, that's not wildly interesting. But Voya is a lich whose phylactery is destroyed, which I think is a pretty wild place to leave her story. I think, she is a kind of leader for the village for a while. If we're keeping direct democracy, she still maintains like an outsized influence. My intuition of this thing is that she stays the mystic. She's like a big tourist draw. People want to talk to her, and she's like, oh, the lich queen of the village. But you are actually much more helpful as doing star ratings for people and giving them practical advice.
Yeah,
and she is just this kind of spectacle. And maybe she does. Maybe like within all these characters' lifetimes, except for Slime. Maybe she doesn't die at all. If the party turned against her and she was like the final boss, which was an option, I think you could have destroyed her, but you let her live.
Yeah.
And she's a lich. Without her phylactery, she will eventually fall apart. I don't have an idea of how long it is, 100 years, 200 years. It's really just until the bones are dust. So
in the years after the end of that fateful winter, Aze followed through with his promise to Applewhite in turning his center of cosmology, his home, into a location that aided in the well-being of others, both within Grendel and outside of Grendel, by consolidating not only the divining nature of the stars that the Cosmology Center granted, but also the religious sort of focal point that Very's church provided, as well as the direct therapeutic functions that Ruth's place provided. So when one enters into the Benefic Center, as he calls it, the front still has the same trappings of cosmology, but the rest of the home has been slightly redecorated and shifted, with curtains closing off parts of the property that are used for the different purposes. So one area has a curtain with the constellation of the Spire emblazoned on it, and beyond it is a small altar with depictions of the Trinity, the triad of gods, around it, along with other religious objects of meaning that people bring when passing through. So when they go in to pray or otherwise, they leave relics of their own to act as pieces of memory for others passing by. Elsewhere, there is a curtain emblazoned with the Bowls constellation, and within it is a slightly private space with a couch and a chair where two people can go in and just talk and work through thoughts and feelings as necessary. And while it's a different type of busyness, Aze, as you alluded to, is lesser known for what Voya is known for. Voya being not only like a figurehead from what she was doing in the past, but now being a lich adds an extra attraction value to the location of Grendel. Aze provides a fairly robust set of healing services, where he continues to elaborate on his alternate ways of thinking about the stars and how the stars' relationships pertain to others and to people themselves, taking inspiration in part from slime and applying the notion of slime colonies and slime molds and the relationships being constellations internally with how people's internal functions operate on the same rules. So there's that's sort of the type of thing that he runs out from Grendel for easily years after what has transpired. And that's more or less his day-to-day work in town.
So one day you're doing your readings and your counseling and your work in the center, and someone comes in and sits down, and it takes you a moment to realize it's Voya, who is like a spooky skeleton goblin. Obviously you're used to it, but it's it's still she's never come in and sat down like this, and this is probably like years later. I don't know, 10, 15 years,
Right.
and she for the first time asks you to read her future, and she says, "I've always had great insights into the stars, but you've come a long way, and when all those years ago, you ruined my perfect plan to save everyone. You saved everyone in your own way. So, it may just be possible that you could surpass me."
I never stopped to think about it as me defying you in any way, Voya, but I was simply doing what I could to help everyone.
We both had to do unpleasant things. You and your friends killed 2 frost giants who had never bothered anyone.
Mm-hmm.
The phylactery fed on 3 souls from Grendel.
Mm-hmm.
No one had clean hands.
That also made me wonder about Inri's own words. I remember leading up to his demise, how he stated multiple times how you never needed me here. But part of me thinks that was true and yet irrelevant.
I think, as you saw with Slime and her brood, and you and Basil, Philippa and her sheep, that parent-child relationships are complicated. And he tried, and maybe he failed, but he did try for what it's worth. And you made your decision, and I disagree with you. Just as you disagreed with my plan for the ritual. And you and I are still here, and he is gone. And we have to live with that.
Indeed. There are times where I wish that I'd chosen differently when I had the chance. Things may have turned out differently. Things may have not. But what has happened, and everything that has happened has led to where we are now. And I suppose instead of dwelling on how things could have been, it is our responsibility to look at the present and look forward and see where things can be and guide the world around us towards that future.
That's why I'm here. She holds out her hands, at like a palm reader way.
I take it the hand is is the hand like a skeleton hand, or is it yeah,
you gotta read the bones.
Yeah. Anze just sort of nods gently and takes Voya's hand into his own and just sort of traces along it while focusing on just reading how the stars sort of bear out for Voya, which is probably the first time that he's done this on Voya for at least a long time, at the very least, since she died and came back as a lich.
Mm-hmm.
So, trying to think of how the reading itself goes. Do you want me to roll to see what insights he gets from it, or...
If you want to roll, sure.
Well, I rolled... Okay, so I roll and I get a 4, which does mean benefic.
All right, once again.
So, all right. Aze takes Voya's hand, places his fingers upon where the palm would be, closes his eyes and focuses before letting out sort of a contemplative as he senses that whatever the stars are in relation to Voya, they do return benefic. And his eyes open and he looks to her and says, "From I can gather, there is, at the very least, contentment within you about how things have been. They, as you alluded to, didn't play out the way that you had planned. They may not have played out the way that you had hoped for, but they are currently bearing out in a way that is not antagonistic to your well-being or your existence. The only thought I have is what you seek for beyond just the immediate reading of the stars. The future, as far as I can tell, is still fairly cloudy. I've still struggled to read far ahead, though I have a pretty strong read of how things are currently.
So, in my future, you don't see another apprentice?
That is a connection I'm not seeing in the immediate, no.
Well, then it must be in your future. The village of Grendel cannot be without a mystic, so it only stands to reason. You need to look closer, Aze.
Unfortunately, I don't know if anyone in the immediate village who would be willing to take on the mantle of apprentice. Drip is around frequently enough, but they're more interested in pestering Hale than learning how to understand the finer notes of star reading. I've tried many years to get some of the point across.
Excuses.
I suppose when we have more travelers coming by, I'll have to keep my eye out for any potential candidates. Not everyone's going to be like me, pestering you for months about studying this topic, but there has to be someone out there who would be an appropriate subject of, well, teaching and guidance.
It will be difficult to find someone as persistent and annoying as you were, but records are made to be broken.
Records, fate, destiny, these are all things that are guiding posts and not hard and fast rules. So I'm certain that whoever I find to be my successor, I can only hope for them to be my equal, if not hopefully my superior in all respects, annoyance included. And there is a bit of a smirk from Aze in declaring that, as he just holds Voya's hand and smiles to her, looking significantly more content about where things are than probably even the moment that she walked in through the door.
Yeah, and this is the part where the camera slowly pulls out of the building and into the bright sunshine of, the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's still not like, Florida or anything here on the mountain, but it's like
Florida, yeah.
it's the brightest Grendel gets, and just there's all the faces of the families who've come here to start over in the new world who are passing through, and there's people who live here during the warmer months, and there's just all these different characters we didn't get to meet because we were trapped in the winter.
Yep.
And just the implication is like any of these people could be the new mystic and could learn from you, and it's my mind immediately goes to the end of The Last Jedi, which is maybe not where we want to go considering what what happened in The Rise of Skywalker, where they just dropped this very good idea.
Yeah,
but the idea that anyone could be cool. and then next season is like, actually, no, you have to be related to someone important to be cool. Shut up.
No, but I like that idea in particular, especially the added thing that I would almost add as a visualization would be like, as you pull back, you see the different families and people, there's almost like faint ethereal lines connecting them and forming like miniature constellations that are ever changing as the potential of the relationships within families, within groups of friends, within communities are permeable, and potential is infinite as that pullback happens.
Oh, and a question for Slime. How many kids do you and Sun, Moon, Stars have?
I mean, it's kind of confusing because mold is kind of like in the future.
Yeah, I didn't mean like you splitting off. I mean explicitly this new thing you've made. So I already gestured toward this in an earlier episode, but next season is going to be the introduction of a D&D species called the Plasmoid, who is originally from Spelljammer. I have one already. Levi did art for them, but that is the arm you threw into Arabella has become.
That's my babies.
Has become this new species. So basically you and Sun, Moon, Stars coming together, a slime mold and a Aasimar, have created this new people, the Plasmoids, who exist in D&D but have never been introduced in Dice Funk, and that's like our etiology for them.
Yay!
So like how many Plasmoids do you create? Like I can imagine you just being like, oh yeah, over all of Sun, Moon, Stars lives, we create like thousands, or it could just be like a little family. I don't know.
Okay, so I made the abomination with Sun, Moon, Stars, and I thought maybe, like, just whenever they felt like they make a new abomination, because, you have to, like, be in her doing your thing, and that's a lot, to ask of a woman. And, yeah. But, like, each new one is, like, a new different thing. They're a different color, but they're all, like, kind of transparent, and they don't... The nice thing about them is they don't have to be in a body, but they're kind of gloopy. And some of them have wings, and some of them are really pretty, and some of them are really horrifying and nightmarish, but they're all beautiful.
Yeah, I put a couple of pictures of the Plasmoids from the book in here, and yeah, their whole thing is they can shape their bodies in any number of ways, and they don't have to live in corpses. So there's a lot of a difference here, but it's great. I'm excited for you to meet the character next season.
Yeah, some of them are like really pretty iridescent colors, and some of them look like poop. But who knows what looks beautiful to them? We'll find out.
Thank you for that. It's beautiful. Who else? I mean, Farmer Applewhite just farms.
Yep.
She has a simple life. She gets simple pleasures. I don't know that she has any like exciting adventures from a normal person's perspective, but maybe that's okay. Maybe you only need to go through one triple homicide in your life. You could drink on that story for the rest of time. That's
I could do Cat Now happily. So it's already been established what Cat's plans were. But I want to know whether Slime is in on the plan to run the restaurant again.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. In that case, I think it's on the day that Slime gets out of jail.
Which is when they just decide they've done it enough.
Right. Okay, I think the cat sends Sun, Moon, Stars to tell Slime that the village is like over it and like is happy for Slime to not be in jail anymore. And it organizes like a surprise party in the Slimed and Dined Flayer.
Yes.
With like everybody there.
Slime inhabits an octopus for this role.
Oh.
So that I can be kind of like Neellith, and also, do all of my arms have a brain, obviously, and so I can do multiple tasks.
I mean, I will say that kitchen was designed to be operated by someone with multiple arms. That is kind of what it was built around.
It's been refitted slightly in the meantime to be operated by someone who only has a mouth.
I mean, yeah, those retrofits pretty important.
Yeah, because it's been I think in operation for the couple of years that Slime's been in jail, and so how does the Let me think. How does the surprise party go down? I guess Sun Moon Stars would lead you in with, like, hands over your eyes?
Over my octopus eyes? Because she goes...
Sure, I guess
She was
so.
like, get in there, octopus. I have a surprise for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Get in the octopus, Shinji.
Sun Moon Stars comes to your jail and says, get in this octopus, I have a surprise for you. And then is like, it's not sexual.
Doubt. LA Noir, doubt.
And yeah, and Kat's like, Mother, welcome back to Grendel.
Oh, this is awesome. I love being out of jail. I haven't been here in so long because I've been in prison.
Yes, you have been always in prison and never got out of prison at any point.
No, never.
And Kat really, like, conspicuously winks at Farmer Applewhite because, like, everyone knows that Slime's out of jail all the time.
Yeah, but Slime actually doesn't know that everyone knows.
And Kat says, Mother, I have been operating the Slime and Dine Flare. I've mastered every recipe, and I have invented some of my own recipes too.
That is the most amazing thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm so proud of you. I'm gonna shit myself and then I put squid ink all over the floor.
Oh, I call this. And Kat pushes a plate across the surface, like the surface where chefs plate up and then the waiters take it to the tables. Chips.
Why?
Because it reminded me of wood chips, but they're made of potatoes instead.
Is this American chips or English chips?
Belgian, technically.
I don't know what that means.
Chunky fries.
Okay.
But you're saying in the Dice Funk universe, you just invented that? Is that what you're doing to us?
Yes, I invented chips. That's what happened just now. I invented chips.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
For American listeners, that is fries.
I have a question. I'm guessing, but I'm curious if this is the case. Does the illithid theming stay consistent, or is it at all changed now that it's not operated by an illithid?
The branding, additionally to the name was changed from the Wined and Dined Flayer to the Slimed and Dined Flayer, and Kat, through an arduous and perilous journey, managed to get Hale to give her the paintbrush temporarily, just for a day, so that she could paint a mural of Slime and Neellith as the logo on the front of the building.
I mean, I think Hale would sell it to you if you make enough in their restaurant.
Ah.
Oh, that's really lovely.
Do you think, 10 years later, Hale's epilogue is someone fucking murders him and steals his shit?
Everyone suspects it's Kat, and this is this whole season over again, only instead of it's Aze and Voya suspected murder, it's Kat and Hale suspected murder.
I was gonna say it's an adventurer going up to the new world because he keeps trading people's their family heirlooms and magic items for passage up the mountain, and people come into his shit and see that he has enchanted swords and cool armor, and someone's just like, actually that's mine, bitch.
Yeah, entirely plausible.
Yeah.
I think that's the rebranding, as it were, but it's more of an upgrade of the existing branding. That on one side of the door is a big picture of Slime in her pure slime form, yellow goop, and on the other side, Neellith, a mural of Neellith, and so that they're underneath the slimed and the dined flayer parts of the sign, respectively. Yeah, and Kat says, but Mother, the one thing I haven't sorted out for the restaurant yet. We have no head chef.
Are you the head chef? Do I have to be on your head?
No, Mother, would you like to work with me at the restaurant?
I would love to.
Okay.
And then Cat bares all of her teeth, which is how you show people that you're happy.
Beautiful. Is Neela's dead body still in the bottle?
I would assume we had a burial at some point.
Yeah.
So the village has a funeral for Neellith and to put the bottle in the cemetery. So Sun Moon Stars, that's their whole job, is burying people. But this is like you apply for a furlough to get out of jail, and you do the same thing there where you're like, wow, I love being out of jail, a thing I haven't done in so long. Yeah. Like just going through this whole spiel again. And everyone's like, wow, Slime, you're out of jail. Amazing.
Yeah, I haven't been to the graveyard in like a really long time. This is crazy.
And there's still like there's clearly yellow slime, like several headstones, like fresh from like the night before. I think I like the idea of this funeral because it's sad and I'm sick. But also I think while you're all having this ceremony, someone comes into town and like walks up to this, and this is someone you only saw in shadow once when you were climbing the mountain. It was a frost giant that was chasing these sheep. And I had you roll perception, I think, because there was something off about the frost giant, but you didn't. You all failed, and so it was just a frost giant ran by you, and you all used pass without trace to stay hidden. You see this person now, and you see what you didn't see then, which is that they have a face full of tentacles.
Oh my god.
And the frost giant introduces themselves and says that after the sheep uprising, sheep are no longer allowed to be like kept by frost giants. Like there was a big controversy in the frost giant community about keeping sheep because they were too dangerous. They had this fucking uprising. They killed two of our people in the church. Can you believe it?
So it worked. Their uprising worked.
Really brutally as well. They sunk one of the guys through the floor. Yeah. Horrible.
But the frost giant's Illithid says to you that like that was the only thing they were allowed to do in frost giant society was be a shepherd because of their Illithid heritage. They weren't allowed to be like within the city limits. So they're looking for a new place, and they heard that Grendel was welcoming to Illithids.
Is it inappropriate to ask if you knew Neellith?
Oh my god.
Mother, yes, that's very inappropriate.
I've already asked it. What's the answer?
No, the frost giant tells you that never met Neellith. In fact, over the years, I think Illithids from all over come to Grendel because they hear that like this is a place that treats them well, and like Neellith's legacy beyond the restaurant is just this idea of there's a place where you'll be accepted.
And it helps that there's a big painting in the middle of town of an Illithid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having a big successful Illithid business gonna help on that one.
Yeah, it went from just like a tourist attraction of like, isn't it wacky, this gimmick restaurant, to be like, oh no, this is like a safe place for people who are really distrusted most everywhere else. So the frost giant village though, is there any interesting fallout there from you like
wait,
that
hang on.
sheep uprising?
Austin.
Yeah. Me.
What is your name?
Oh God, you have to do this to me. I didn't think of one. Do you all want to name this frost giant?
Peabot.
Glorclax.
I said Peabot.
Okay, it's Glorclax. According to canon, all Illithids have very foolish names. They're all like, literally Grazilax is one. There's another one I can't remember. It's important. But yeah.
I mean, look, it can't be any goofier than the naming convention I went with, which is mildly change the name of a goofy alien chef from Star Trek.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nihilor is the other one I was trying to think. Nihilloor is the other.
So is it Glorclax?
Yes.
Okay.
I looked at an Illithid name generator, and the first one I saw that it recommended was Lesbix. I
Okay.
kind of love that as a name.
In hindsight, I feel like that should have been your name all along.
We don't know anything about this giant Illithid. They might be a Lesbix.
No, I mean, she's a Lesbix now, definitely.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Wait, is it actually a giant cult like Lesbix now?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
Okay, fine. Okay. Nice to meet. I can't do this now. You called the giant Lesbix, you son of a bitch. Okay. Nice to meet you, Lesbix. I am Katerina, but you can call me Kat.
Aw. Lesbix says, "Can I pat your head?"
Only because you seem very polite.
Wow. Fan favorite character Lesbix at the last moment at the buzzer.
Huge,
2 seconds
giant
of screen
lesbian. Biggest lesbian ever.
Look, I needed an Illithid to feel happy and lesbian about in the final episode. This is me doing. There we go, done. Getting in under the wire.
Oh, fuck, that's good. I noticed that I didn't have Anne speak up this whole episode because I feel like Anne didn't think they were like, part of the village. They tried to destroy the village earlier this season. But I think Anne and Kat obviously are pretty close. Is there anything you want to add there?
Yeah, I think that not long after Kat's mom goes to jail, they should have a conversation. Like, not long after all of the events of this episode, basically. About the deal between them.
Remind me which deal.
No, like, what is their relationship?
Oh, the
Yeah,
deal.
like what's the deal with these
Will
two?
they, won't they?
Yeah.
They didn't, they won't.
I mean, I think Anne is smitten with Kat, and they have a passionate, torrid affair that ends, awkwardly because that's how it happens sometimes. And then you're just like, you're both living in the same small town and you see each other and it's weird, but like you move on with your life.
My inclination is that Kat is like, is that Anne is the one who would ask about what their relationship is and try to have like a label on it because Anne's really smitten.
Sure, yeah.
and Kat goes like
Oh, that's nice. Well, and I really like you. No, I'm just fucking with you, Anne. It's okay.
You bastard.
But seriously, my mom just went to jail, and I maybe want to see what my options are. No, I'm just fucking with you again. But for real, maybe if you're not with anyone when you're 30, and I'm just fucking with you again.
Jesus.
Hey, do you want to go get burgers, Anne?
Yeah, taunt the recovering incel. That's gonna go great.
Oh my god. And you deserve better. Don't deal with this. You know what he deserves, this kind of treatment. You need to find yourself as a woman or whatever. I don't know.
Since Mold killed all the yokai in the Under Village, it's mine now. I've renamed it Annesville. Do you want to come down to my town?
Do you have anything cool there?
Well, not yet. I'm just rebuilding.
Do you want cool art?
Oh, yeah. You gonna tag up Annesville?
Yeah. I'm going to put all your favorite video game characters on the walls.
Oh my god, no. Oh no. You can't make an entire yokai village into a gamer cave.
I think you already did.
I think you just
bud.
said it. You willed it to existence,
Yeah.
Austin.
You already did.
I think it would be cooler if Anne made it illegal to graffiti just to make Kat happy that they're breaking the law.
Oh, that's exciting. But I think the last image there is like you're painting a cool mural of Master Chief or whatever.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
No. I keep on telling Anne that it's going to be Master Chief, and when they finally look, it's the feeling like what it feels like when you nut.
Okay, hold on, because you paint that, and Venta walks in to check on you, and let's roll to see, or let's see if now that Venta is actually Blade, if Blade can nut.
Oh my god.
I don't. What do we do? What kind of roll is this?
I would say that would be let's just do a stripped Constitution check. Just do a Constitution check. So D20 plus.
See, I was going to suggest religion.
I'm just proposing like how.
No, you are correct. You are correct. But it's funny to suggest "can you nut" might be a survival roll.
Is it safe to nut? Is anyone looking? Stealth is like, do you hide it to hide it? Yeah.
This sucks.
I mean, like if Blade is an exhibitionist, then performance maybe.
Here's my medicine roll for creating a really good what it feels like when you not picture, and I rolled a 19.
All right, so then I'm gonna roll a d20 and try to get under that because that's like the upper limit. We're doing Call of Cthulhu style.
Oh, that's also a callback to like OG D&D. We had to roll low on ability checks. Yeah. Yo, let's do it. Oh my
18!
gosh!
Holy shit!
Yo!
Under by 1.
Oh.
There you go.
Blade nuts so hard they lose consciousness. Oh fuck!
And it's like clean up on aisle U.
It's like
Well, we succeeded. The season accomplished its goals. I feel like.
Ah, gosh.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh Christ! I'm looking at the list of NPCs. I need something for mold. So Mari, think about that. I want to say that Marina is working in her shop one day when the bell rings and a couple of people walk in, and they're little tanukis, and they ask her for like if she can make them like little suits because they want to go apply to live in Ansville.
I love that.
Yeah, mold murdered that entire community, but it is coming back. Yokai live on this mountain.
Yep.
I like the idea of Marina ending the season knitting little suits for little tanukis. That seems cute to me.
Mold takes a few years to have the familiar little dog grow into like a huge giant dog, like a dog that's proportional to him. It just keeps gaining biomass. And just him and the dog just hang out. They just play. He grows into a fine young man, mold, you know? He just turns into that, like, just a guy who has a dog, you know? That's it.
That's the kind of guy.
Yeah, you know, you ever just like...
John Wick.
He's just a guy with a dog.
Mold becomes a Sigma male, yeah.
Yeah, he just wanders around with his dog, doing whatever. If someone needs help, Farmer Applewhite needs help doing his thing, he's like, cool, me and my dog will do it. Mm-hmm. You know? He goes around doing things that a guy with a dog would do.
Drip probably also helps out on the farm because Drip is a big horse, so...
Yeah, but he just goes all around town, like, you know, a stump falls. I don't know what that means, but a stump falls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, he picks it up.
Well, because you were in jail all those years, you couldn't work on infrastructure, so Mold takes up that and starts like fabricating buildings again.
Yeah.
Until you can get out.
But like a cool
fixes
guy,
the ones
like
that were destroyed.
He uses a hammer. He doesn't need to, but like he puts a hammer up and hammers things. Yeah, like a guy, like a masculine man.
Okay, I don't know why the emphasis is going there, but
okay, because I'm trying to describe a very specific character from James Herriot Dog Stories, and I don't think anyone's gonna understand that reference, so I have to try to explain this person.
Mm-hmm. I just had an idea pop in. What if Drip is behind Hale's murder?
Yes.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god. Okay.
Someday, you all go into the slimed and dined flare to have a meal, and there are 2 Shokos, and she just refuses to explain how that happened.
Yep.
That makes perfect sense.
Mind your own business.
I'm just cracking myself up now.
They refuse to pick different names, so like everyone just has to say Shoko and Shoko and Shoko is when it applies, but like it is confusing.
Are there any other NPCs we haven't done? We should get something in Blade's barber shop. We haven't actually seen them since they've been their own character. So let's have Blade's at the barber shop. Kat's getting, the main touched up. We need who else? Potter, just a very fuzzy person, needs to get all of that fixed. Who else is there?
I mean, there's some rats. We gotta know what happens to the rats.
Do the rats need professional hair care? I feel rats are very fastidious, cleanly animals in my experience.
A little stinky, but they're good boys.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, they're fastidious cleaners, but they're also cleaners that, like, if they're that fastidious, if they got the option to have more grooming done, I doubt they'd turn it down.
No, they love getting groomed. They love being groomed, and the men, the little boy ones, they're stinky. But I like to imagine it as like their version of Axe body spray.
So there's a bunch of pizza rats in here. I don't know. They've met Blade, the barber surgeon. So they say, "Hello, I'm Blade, a normal guy. Welcome to my barber surgeon cave."
Ooh, I'm looking for the side fade with the thing on top. Looking for a nice little classy look, sleek back, very greasy.
You all are, there's like, a dozen rats in here. And Blade's like, you all are.
Anthony, no, you need to cut it shorter. You gotta go to church, okay? Oh, Ma, you can't make us do that. I want all my sons to have the same haircut. We're gonna be having a picture day, okay?
Look, if you look, can I get a shave in the side if it's gonna be like a cross or something? I can't do apparently can't do that fucking accent. You can do it. Hey, I'm walking it. That's all I can say in it. Hey, I'm also here.
And Anthony, do not get any symbols or words into the side of your head this time, I swear to God.
Is picture day for the rats like an oil painting by Kat with a magic paintbrush? Okay. That's great, because then all the portraits of the rats can give you powerful feelings, like you taste pizza, you taste trash, you feel soft and clean.
You're gonna feel the warm bond of family, okay? This is a family, and at the end of the day, we are a family.
I feel like a religious verse is the only thing that Mama Rat would let get shaved into the side of the head. You could be like, this is a nice passage about Rat Jesus.
Ma, it's okay. I got the Virgin Mary on my head. Oh my God. And, Tony, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I love it.
All right, so Blade is doing a bunch of religious iconography, to be clear, Catholic iconography in this world for the rats. And Potter,
We're the only safe species on this world. We're the only Catholics here, okay? You cannot mess around. You're not going to be saved if you don't marry another Catholic rat, okay? No Protestants.
They don't play around with their Lord and Savior. They play for keeps. Potter pays for his fresh cut with just disinfectant alcohol. With the for the barber tools. That's a great racket they have together. He tips his hat to the rats and leaves. Blade says, all right, so time for your normal haircut for your normal rats. This is a completely regular thing we do here. Wow, a lot of you can fit on this chair. Good. All right. Do you want me to just lay this bib down on top of you, or should I make smaller ones?
Whoa, we don't want masculinity. That's too much like a dress. I don't know. Oh, it's a little gay. I kind of like being gay. What? No, hey.
They're going through a lot. This is a Catholic rat family.
Look, we're getting some real character development at the last second here.
Oh, it's okay. We gotta support our cousin Gina and her girlfriend. It's okay. We can be a little gay.
Let's see. What other services could rats get to the barber surgeon? Because this is like an old timey profession where they put leeches on you, cut your hair. What else?
Well,
Barber.
I'm picturing like a
services.
very careful, claw trimming. Just like a nice little get the loose ends off on the claws, sort of give them a nice polish and a buff.
A barber surgeon was a person who performed surgery such as bloodletting, cupping therapy, pulling teeth, and amputation. Barbers could also bathe, cut hair, shave or trim facial hair, and give enemas.
Oh, come here, Blade. Come here, Blade. Okay, the boys don't need this, but Mama needs to get her nails done. Okay?
Right. And imagine just a little pizza rat, but she's a girl, she's got a bow on her head.
So you know.
Just so you know.
Whenever I see someone walking their dog, if it has a pink leash, I immediately say, "Oh, a good girl." Like you could just tell.
No, see, you need to do the opposite. You need to aggressively be like, "Oh no, I don't understand. What? Was I supposed to get that from the bow?"
My husband DeJournick only gave me money for the boys, but I'm doing this for me. Mm-hmm.
Oh, your money's no good. Here you're a citizen of Grendel. We share everything.
Oh yeah, you're socialists. Okay, yeah, I like that. I don't know what it means, but you do you, as long as you live under God.
Yeah, there's actually a long, rich tradition of Catholic socialism. It's on the decline now for a variety of cultural reasons. Blade just gives you a lecture on the history of Catholic socialism.
And I want French tips and maybe a crystal in some of them. Make it classy, thank you.
And that's when they kidnapped the Italian prime minister and killed him, and that was a big shift.
The Italian prime minister?
Yeah, from Tuscany. Got stolen right from Tuscany.
Let me tell you, Blade, your gossip is primo. I love it. I'm going to tell all my girlfriends about you.
Have you heard of the Years of Lead?
No. What's that?
I'm going to radicalize these pizza rats. Oh, fuck.
Let me call my husband. Did you know that the capitalists kidnapped the prime minister of Italy? We gotta stop them. That's our people. That's our place.
So Blade does your nails up right, gives the whole family a nice religious iconography in their haircuts, finishes cleaning up the shop. Everyone's looking their best. It's a great day here in Grendel. It's always benefic in the barber shop here.
At this point, a Herringon pops their head in the door. What you see is a very small humanoid rabbit type person, dressed in a lot of very bright, garish colours. There's definitely some tie-dye involved. Everything's a little bit baggy, looks very comfortable, and just sort of pops their head into the barbershop.
Oh, hey, whoa, look at them ears. You can hear my heart pitter-patter. Oh, you can see something else pitter-patter. You can feel it, don't you? I think I might be gay. I don't know. Oh, my God, look at those thumping legs. Kick me out of here anytime, baby.
Blade says, "Oh, hello, ma'am. How can I help you? My name's Blade, by the way. I'm a normal barber surgeon."
Oh, I'm sure you are. I hope I'm not bothering you. Me and my friends were just trying to find our way up the mountain. We hear there's a big portal up there, and we were hoping someone could point us the way. If it's not too inconvenient, we've got some work to get done up there. I can't wait to see it.
Oh, you seem like a nice young lady. Are you Catholic? I got all my sons here. One of them, I think, he keeps saying he's gay, but the other ones, I think, they're into girls.
I
Look at, they just got the nice hair. There's Jesus in one of the hairs, and then you can pick whatever. Are you Catholic?
Any of your boys know anything about plants? Any good plant experts over there?
Whoa. What are you talking here? I got all kinds of green plants here. I got sativas. I got indicas. Don't let my mom hear this, though, I'm just trying to make a little money on the side, okay?
The grass. Okay, the grass.
I can give you a good deal. Good deal. You're a pretty girl. You know, you gotta be taken care of.
Look, the grass outside is just meant. You have done some unmentionable things out in the grass out there. Thank you. If anyone knows how I can get up the mountain, that'd be great. I'm gonna back away.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look at those thumpers. Just jumping and jumping. Strong. That's a lady I want.
As you start backing out of the cave, Blade calls after you. If you're looking to go up the mountain, you can get a guide. We have many in the village. You want to try over at the Center of Cosmology and get your fortune read before you go? Better to be safe than sorry.
Hey, oh, whoa, lady, I can fit in your pocket. You know, pocket size and, you know, that, you know, just saying. Come with you.
Look, if you want to come up on a very cold journey up a mountain, be my guest, but I do have work to be doing. I will leave you to it. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. You're just so big and independent and strong. Big mommy. I mean,
Shit, mommy. I mean, fuck, mommy. I mean,
you're so tall and big and soft.
This character takes one look back into the room and looks at the rats who are pretty small and goes, I mean, I never have been called tall before, so I will take the compliment.
Yeah, mommy milkers. I mean, no, yeah. I mean, let me just get in a bucket. You know, I can get into small places.
At the mention of Mommy Milker, she's already bounced out the door.
Oh, shit, I said it again. First with the big cat girl, and now with the bunny. I keep fucking it up.
Swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turn round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. Turn round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn